Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome one, welcome all to the channel. I hope that you are having a fantastic one out there, a wonderful day, as we're going to dive into a soundtrack here. Actually, we're going to dive into the original motion picture soundtrack for the film Colpo, Rovente, also known as Red Hot Shot, and also known as The Syndicate, A Death in the Family. It has a few different names from what I gathered here and from what I looked up here as well. We are taking a listen, taking a dive into the soundtrack as it was recommended and sponsored by Andreas. Andreas, thank you so much for the recommendation. I appreciate the support as well. Now, we haven't really covered a soundtrack here on the channel. At least off the top of my head. I do have the Blade Runner soundtrack on my wish list of albums to get to because we watched Blade Runner. We did a reaction to that over on the film channel and also on Patreon. But I have that as an aside, as something to get to. And okay, I guess I'm immediately forgetting Peter Gabriel, Passion. Yes, I guess that's technically considered a soundtrack album as well. I don't know why that one just slipped my mind. But otherwise, we haven't really explored too many soundtracks. You know, a few pieces here and there, but nothing as a whole. So really curious to dive into this one and see what it's all about. Now, I've never heard of the movie. I don't know a thing about the film. So before we actually dive into a soundtrack about a film, it's probably best to get at least some sort of knowledge about it. So I've pulled up the Wikipedia, the IMDb, and YouTube to see if we could find maybe a trailer, and we'll kind of do a little something. Okay, so there's not any info actually about the film over here. I thought there would be a little plot. You got something here. Frank Barron was removed from an investigation into Mac Brown, the owner of a pharmaceutical company who was suspected of drug trafficking and illegal experiments on teenagers. When Brown is murdered, Frank is called in to investigate. All right. Now, I Googled it here. And you want to know the funniest thing? I Googled it. And the first thing is apparently the whole film is just up here available. Now, obviously, due to copyright, what I'm going to do. Open credits. I'm looking for a trailer. Okay. I'm going to play the trailer. What I am going to do, however, is you guys will know after I know, because I'm going to know when I upload this video. If it gets any sort of copyright issues or anything like that, I'm going to edit out the trailer, but we'll see.
On a street in Midtown Manhattan, the powerful head of a multi-billion-dollar empire was shot and killed.
I'm gonna skip around. I'm gonna skip around for a little bit.
You pig!
Oh. I mean, you hear the music already.
Michael Reardon stars as Inspector Frank Barron, a man who dared to find a killer.
Okay. All right. It's a murder mystery. What are all those people back here? What was going on back here? Oh. It's got style. It's got screaming. Chained up?
And now, The Syndicate, A Death in the Family. The inner workings of the world of drugs and prostitution.
Okay.
The underworld touches everyone.
It's seedy. The underworld touches everyone. The music immediately does stand out.
Michael Reardon. Susanna Martin.
All right, and that seems to be where... Okay, all right. We at least got a little bit of the style of the film there, which is kind of interesting. Okay. Is this Italian? It's 1970 Italian crime film. Okay. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Suspiria a little bit. Kind of like it's a similar style to it. Helen Mirren's in this one, huh? I don't recognize any other names over here. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the music. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the album here. And I'm assuming that it's all instrumental. I didn't see any lyrics pulled up anywhere, but we'll just kind of dive straight into it. The first track being Colpo Rovente, Red Hot Shot, main titles, the main theme. Pop open your cold one or your hot one if you got it. Here we go. The sound is good. I will give it that. That's good. It does have a little bit of a tense seediness to it. I like the stabs. Oh, there's the murder. there's the shot. There's that red hot shot. Okay, really cool jazz here. It's incredibly moody, kind of like the trailer said. There's something very seedy about it as well. There's definitely an underworld kind of tone to it. I really like how the intensity builds up, and the production, of course, from the 70s there, it's a little rough, but I feel like that's not like purposeful. It kind of gives it a more a kind of noir kind of feel to it, I guess, in a certain sense. And there's an air of mystery about it, but then there's definitely a suggestion of action and even violence. I would say towards the end, with those violent horn blasts and the way that they're coming in and out, it's like stabbing. It's like violence there. So I think that works really, really well. And from what we understand of the film, and also like just how there's a murkiness in it. There's something kind of intangible about the music that I feel works really well. From what I can kind of tell of kind of maybe the art style and the stylistic choices in the film as well. That's really, really cool. And I don't have a full list of who's playing what on where. I do have the Discogs page here up. I have, let's see, of course, Gianfranco Plenzio and Piero Piccioni, of course, as the conductors. I wanted to know who was drumming, but I don't see that here. I see trombone and solos, and Enrico piano, sax, Gianni basso. I wanted to know who was playing drums. I really like the way that they played. It just has a nice rough around the edges kind of feel to it. That was really cool, and I like how that's the main theme. So like, that's the introduction, I would imagine, in a sense. Like, that's how we start off, and I think that works really, really well. Some of the tracks are pretty short, like the next one's only 1 minute and 20 seconds long, so I'll probably let some of them run together. But it depends. We'll kind of see. We'll see how we feel. Kintabu is the next track. Here we go. Hey. That's the detective walking in before he got his cup of coffee saying, we got another case. I can see why the music stands out. Who's drumming? And it's slinky. That was a comeback. There's another drum beat starting up back there. That kind of makes that kind of interesting sound in a surrounding kind of psychedelic way. I like how slinky it was and that extra drum beat starting in the back. Black Flower is the next track here. The music is cool. And it also feels kind of sleazy, right? A dissonance in here, a breaking down of sorts. Hey, let that organ man go. That's just walking down the street. It's just such a laid back groove there. That deep in the city blues kind of sound. Okay, Black Flower was a cool groove. All the ghost notes on the drums there. And I like how we have the organ back there and the piano. Both of them just kind of tinkling along. They're kind of scurrying in the dark like rats in the alley. Can I tell you, like, let me, I'm going to find you a picture of what, ooh, these work. This is what the music sounds like. All of these, man. The music sounds like this. New York in the '70s night. Like, can you see that? Can you hear the music like and see this? Because this is what it reminds me of. Like lights stumbling through the city, going who knows where, but it just has that feeling to it. And like I said during the track, like the way that the melodies are playing, there's this slight dissonance kind of feeling to it. There's something separated, there's something kind of breaking down and like debilitating about it, but it also adds to the like it's all held together in this cool bluesy and jazzy sleaze. It works. You can't say it doesn't work. It definitely does. That's cool. That makes me I've never smoked anything in my life. I don't even know how to smoke. That makes me want to like go to the city, put on a trench coat, put on a hat, smoke a cigarette, and just walk around and think. just sulk around the city on a rainy night. Let's move on to the next tracks here, which are can you imagine? Identikit and like solve some mysteries. We just want to solve some mysteries. Identikit, and then we'll let it lead into the next track also. That's him like examining evidence and stuff. I really wish I could find out who the drummer is, though. They have an interesting approach. Those notes are almost like what does it sound like? Oh, almost like Star Wars. It almost sounds like the what's the Imperial March. That's a abstract little experiment there. I really wish I could find out who the drummer is, though, and the percussionist. They have an interesting approach to how they work around this kind of dark night, sleazy jazz. This turns up the abstract, and I guess it makes sense with the name of this one. This is the sound of there's more to this case than I thought. Hey, some big band swing on there. Ooh. I like how we come back to the theme. That was a nice return to the main theme. Okay, well, it definitely makes sense with this track being called LSD and then having Red Hot in there because it returns to that Red Hot, right? It returns to the main theme. But then the LSD part, definitely treading on that experimental, abstract kind of sound. I mean, it's trippy. there's no doubt about it. It's trippy. But I like how it comes back into full effect with Red Hot. And then Identikit, like I said, I couldn't help but think of like the detective is looking at evidence, looking at clues, and finding out that this rabbit hole goes just a little bit deeper than he initially thought. And LSD is kind of that, pardon the pun, I suppose, but trip through that rabbit hole and coming out the other side. I don't know. Now, one thing that's hard to kind of I guess put together with the music is because it's a soundtrack and I haven't seen the movie and I'm not even familiar with the movie. I can't quite put, music to scene or music to at least plots, and in certain parts of it. So I can't relate to the music in that particular area. But I can tell you it's really an interesting, like I said, psychological and psychedelic trip through jazz and blues and sleaziness and all these other things. I like how we got some vocals while shouted here, not like actual lyrics, but we got some vocals that were included in the return of this track. Makes it kind of cool. Let's hit the next two, which is Eros and Fuoco. Hopefully I said that correctly. Fuoco. There's an opening of beauty here with harp and such. Oh no, it's just keys, I think. This could be like the first making eyes on the love interest of the story. It has that charm to it, a flirtatious kind of air about it. It's called Eros. Makes sense. Feels like fluttering in the heart. Like those quickening strings. It does feel like love is a flutter in the air. It's just a very short and beautiful piece. That was lovely. Definitely lived up to its name as well, of Eros. Stomping in with some jazz. And we're back to Red Hot again. Okay. Huh. We come back to this theme pretty quickly. vocals return on this one. I wish I could find out who the drummer is on this, though. Okay, like I said with Eros. Eros, it sounds exactly like the title. It lives up to its name of love. Beauty is a flutter. It is clearly the most, gorgeous track if you want to look at it in a normal way. It's in a standard way. It's the most beautiful song on here, or track, I should say, in peace, with just the beautiful chords and the melodies. They float, flutter, and flirt around, abound in love like Cupid drawing his string, his arrow, striking it at whoever is the target. And I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like in the movie, this might be the first time that the protagonist perhaps runs into his eventual love interest or so. I don't know. It could go in many different directions in that particular regard. And then it moves into Fuoco, which, let me see if that means anything. Okay, so it actually means fire in Italian. So, okay, so that might relate to perhaps there's a fire, there's something happening, something's burning. I don't know exactly. Once again, I don't know what's happening in the movie. But that definitely would, there's some fiery jazz happening in here. And we once again return to the red hot as well as we had in the end. So, I mean, fire is hot. Fire can be red, so makes sense. Maybe that's the red hot. and we kind of swing into it nicely here in the beginning with some big moments of drama before it eventually turns back to that main theme. This is a cool soundtrack, and it definitely feels like, the trailer, what we read about the film, the music perfectly lives up to that expectation and kind of what we've seen. I'm kind of curious about some things about it. Maybe I'll pull up the film, like I saw that it was all on YouTube here. I'm kind of curious if we should listen to the whole soundtrack first before kind of trying to find pieces of it. We don't want to spoil ourselves, because I'm curious to see if we can find pieces of music in certain parts of the film, and kind of line things up a little bit. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Let's move forward to the next couple tracks here, which are going to be Easy Dreamer, choir, and then Chinatown Drugs. Now we're getting to the drugs, the seediness of it even further. And this actually also starts off the second side of the album. Here we go. It sounds like the cops catching up with one another. Marty, you got the paper? I got it, Al. I got it. Did you talk to the suspect? They're in the room. I'm sorry. Hey. There's your choir. Like the little held chord now. Organ's just letting it go. Hey, you heard them bringing it back in. Sounds like it's glitching. Okay, I'm gonna stop it on this one. Love the organ playing on this one. That was really, really brilliant. On this track, is it going to still be? It's going to be Antonello Vannucci. Brilliant, brilliant organ playing, and I like how he had those stops, the starts, the hits. That sounds fun. That's a great way to introduce the second side of the this album, but also whatever is happening in the film. It feels like a re-entry. And I'm so sorry, but for some reason, it sounds like I said in the beginning, like the detectives are catching up in the office, like, Marty, did you talk to the suspect? Yeah, I got it. I mean, I know why I'm doing it again. I did it while the song was going, or maybe they're going down the street to get coffee or something. I don't know. It just has that kind of sound to it. I don't know. That's just me. Really, really fantastic organ playing, though. Okay, now I'll let it go into the next track, Chinatown Drugs. Sorry. Precariously stepping around. Gentle tinkling there. Just calm. Okay, Chinatown Drugs. Just pull everything back, relax a little bit. Some very, very light piano just tinkling around in it in this track, along with some, like little keyboard, just kind of everything's just kind of like light and gentle. It's kind of like when light is coming through your window and you see those little specks of dust floating in the air. I feel like that's what this track feels like, except a little bit more colorful in that regard. A nice calm bass line to walk us down the street. Chinatown Drugs. It's just a come down on here. I don't really feel much about Chinatown Drugs. It's just kind of a nice, gentle, kind of in between track. It doesn't really do too much for me, but Easy Dreamer. That was a show. All right, let's move on to the next two tracks here then. Endless Love and Colpo Rovente. Red Hot, we're returning. This feels like you're searching for answers in the bottom of a glass. Love how the strings warm up the pool. That sax is just sleazing it up. But it's smooth and it feels good. Sounds like music like I can imagine like an exotic dancer dancing to. Like I guess I should just let it go. Let me let it go. Let me let it go. Let me let it go. Before I start talking and yapping. Go back. I like how the theme is a little cooler here, it feels like. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I was fooled. I was bamboozled. I was fooled. I should have known. Okay, well, I should have known that was going to come back to. Okay, Endless Love, however, sounds like the kind of musical fulfillment of Eros. Like, Eros felt like that first love at first sight. You know, you get eyes on the other person, you're like, your heart's just going, going, going. But Endless Love feels like, I'm skipping a little bit, feels like the fulfillment of that. There's something a little sleazy to it, but also something very sensual and deeply sexual about it too. And I know, like I mentioned while it was going, that it reminds me of like a scene in a movie, and like an older movie, where you have like an exotic dancer kind of dancing or doing whatever they're performing. And like, I don't know the correct terminology, but you know, like, especially in like older, I don't know the year exactly, but let's just say 20s through 50s or something. You have the dancers that have like I guess especially in like Las Vegas, like the big feathers and like a lot of glitter and like a lot of bedazzling and that kind of thing. Like that's what it makes me think of. It makes me think of like that kind of dancer. If I type in exotic dancer into my Google, am I going to get what I'm looking for? Let me type in exotic dancer. What, 20s or like not older? That's not what I'm looking for. How do I Google an image of what I'm thinking about without without tainting my search results? Exotic dancing 20s costumes? Like, am I thinking okay, like burlesque and cabaret? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Can I do images? I'm scared. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. All right. It's not what I thought. I just don't know what the term would be. Like those kind of, well, you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's not sully my clean search history. Let's not mess it up by searching for that. So, anyways, that's what it makes me think of because it has a slow and methodical and sensual movement about it. That's like where my mind goes to with Endless Love, with its really nice, slow down and moody saxophone just blowing in there. And then obviously Colpo Rovente just breaks us back into the theme of things. Let's move on into the next track here, which very interestingly enough, it's called Mexican Dream, but that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is on Spotify here, it has 39 million streams. Very interesting. I wonder why. Let's go ahead and listen. Maybe we'll find out. Percussion that's popping in and up there. It is a really nice piece of music. It's very romantic. Strings are sweeping it really wonderfully. It's a really beautifully orchestrated track with a really gorgeous romantic kind of atmosphere about it. And I really like that percussion. It's popping around throughout. Acapulco. That's a catchy melody. This particular track and the previous one have a very gorgeous melodic tone to it. I like the accents on the kick there. Some nice keys sneaking in there too. Hey, these recent two pieces really like lighten things up and took a much more, I guess, traditional approach in a lot of ways. It's really romantic. I mean, Mexican Dream is dreamy. It is those strings coming and sweeping you into its arms, and it is loving. It is beautiful. It is all of the light. It is everything you would ever want. Everything that was promised is fulfilled in Mexican Dream. It is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful piece of music. And then Acapulco takes that feeling of love to the beach. It takes it for a seaside walk. It takes it out for a fruity drink, a margarita, something like that, and just walk together hand in hand, enjoy the sun, enjoy the waves, enjoy each other's company. And I like the relaxing feeling of it. You know, I like the tropical tinge that's emanating through the music, far away and very distant from the seediness of the city. Perhaps this represents in the film a tonal change of sorts, or at least a change for maybe one of the characters and a relationship with the characters. I don't know, but once again, I'm just conjecturing here. Also, it's kind of sunset outside, and I think I can't tell because my window's not open quite. I think it looks really beautiful. I'm gonna see if I can take a picture of it for you guys. You know what? I can get a pretty decent picture. Let me show you the sunset that I'm treated to at the moment. Just look kind of nice. Like I said, it just looks pretty. Show you guys a little picture. It's upside down. Well, it's upside down, but here's the sunset. It just looked nice out there. It just looked nice. I figured I'd take a little picture for you guys. All right. Anyways, here it is. Not upside down. There you go. That's the sky right now. That's the sky right now. All right. Shall we move on to the next piece here, which is Big Chase. This is going to be action packed. Telling by the name. It's not starting off that way. It's kind of building up. Away from the beach. Now walking baseline. Okay, it definitely has a chasing the villain. We're on his tail. Trying to pick up where I was going to walk back in. See, it has those little moments of clashing too. That's big. That was big. Okay, let's stop it there. Let's stop it there for a second. So Big Chase, it definitely kind of brings some of the violence back from the main theme, but it makes it, of course, more adrenaline-filled and action-packed. And, of course, like its name, Big Chase, it lives up to that name because it feels like we are chasing someone. I can imagine a classic chase scene, not in car, not in vehicle, not on horse, but on foot. You know, the characters are running after each other. The main character, the protagonist, can't quite see the face of who they're chasing, but they know that that's their culprit. That's the perp. And they're chasing through places, knocking over tables, knocking over coat hangers and such. But at the end, the villain turns a corner. The protagonist turns that same corner. Empty. Gone. Space. Nothing. No trace. Just gone. And the trail goes cold. And then that case becomes cold after it. I feel like that's kind of like what I hear or what I see listening to this one. And I've been saying it while we've been listening to this, but I really wish I could find out who the drummer is, because the drumming, I think it works so well in here. And there's a roughness and a rawness to the drumming, especially, that I find really refreshing in here. You know, you get the big band jazz kind of feeling in a lot of the tracks in this one as well. But just some of the approaching to it is really nice, you know, on some of those bigger rolls and fills here. I think that just works really nicely. I'm pulling it back up. And of course, the way that it began was very moody and kind of sets up the scene. And then there's that moment of realization of, oh, that's the villain I'm trying to catch. I love all the space that's used here. Like I said, with the drumming especially. Of course, swinging back into everything. Get the shrill strings. Say that 5 times fast. You know, just alarming and blaring as well. That ups the ante in here. Now, interestingly enough, this is the end of the original compositions. But we have basically, for the most part, it looks like the tracks again, but with some alternate versions. There are some new tracks as well involved in here. So these we're going to go through a little quicker because it's, unless it's completely different. For example, we have Colpo Rovente again, but an alternate version. Kintabu here again, but an alternate version. So we'll see how these change between them. Probably using the same themes, but in the film you get to have alternate versions to use maybe for a different scene. That's just a little different, you know? Makes sense why you would have alternate versions like that. We even have a live version in here. Build up similar. I feel like my contact is like not right. Wait for the pop. Yep. Had to wait for the pop. It sounds pretty similar to me. I love that rough vibrato there. Okay, that sounded, unless I'm missing something, it kind of sounded the same, to be honest. I may have missed something. This one, there's a little difference. You can hear it in there. This is a slightly more filled version, but still not too much. This sounds different. This is an alternative version. Okay, I like Kintabu. Kintabu sounded a little bit different. It sounded like it had just a little bit more involved and slightly different like melodies in there, but still keeping a lot of the ambience and then kicking in with the groove at the end. Okay, I can see that one. I can see that one. Let's keep moving. I'm not going to spend too much time unless like I hear a huge difference on some of these, but I can definitely hear a little bit of the difference in Kintabu. I like that, and that works as an alternate, not as a replacement, but just as something a little different for you. It feels like it's quicker to get to where it's going in some ways. Like that deep piano chord back there. There's percussion. It's a nice addition here. I like the percussion in here as it builds up. I like Identikit. That was a good one. LSD, yeah, for sure. Crying back there. The guitar here adds a different kind of psychedelic feel for sure. This one's definitely lending itself to a more like overtly kind of psychedelic experience. Okay, so I'm curious about these alternate versions. I'm gonna stop here for just a second. Okay, in the past few, I do hear a difference. Like I can hear it. I didn't hear it in Colpo or Rovente, to be honest. And it's my first time going through the album and going through the music, so there may be more differences than I'm immediately gathering. But it's my first time listening to it, so I may miss a few things. And by a few things, I mean some things. But something such as the percussion in Identikit sounds different. LSD, I feel like that guitar that's in there adds a different kind of sound as well. Like it's small differences. It's not changes really so much in structure or how the piece is approached, or should I say, is put together. But it is different in some of the, let's say, colors, let's say variations of instrumentation and melodies, but just very, very slightly done, not at all in like an overt way. These aren't remixes. These aren't covers. These are just slightly altered versions of the originals. I kind of see what we're going for here. Let's see how the rest alternate or vary. Still fluttering. That little drum, the little brushes on the drum, add a little something different to it. But still flutters. Organ in the slide here, making that some difference. See, like this is different than the original. Yeah, that's filled much more than the original. And actually there's a lot of differences in that one. Let's sneak in with this opening. Here, the approach sounds different. It's getting you there. It's getting you there. stabbing horns. Those hits are coming. Vibes. There, you know it's coming, yeah. Messy sax. I mean, it hits just as hard. It still hits hard. Okay, hold on. I gotta slow down for a second. Okay, so next we have Easy Dreamer. This time it doesn't say choir with it, so maybe this one's just gonna be choirless. Choirless? Nope. Choir full. Very action forward. Hey, we're getting down a little bit more here. Choir hits hard in here, huh? Very hard. Just let it go. Just let it go. That was a quick tune up there. With the organ, it's almost like you have two different pieces going. Okay. It feels more aggressive, this one. There's not as much space strictly left for the organ. The organ's still there, very, very present. It's not like it's not, but it definitely feels like, the drummer is more busy. The choir feels like it's more busy. And it just feels like there's more going on in this particular version as compared to the original. All right. I'm starting to see a little differences here and there. Mexican Dream, alternate version. Let's see how this one compares, however. I can't tell how, but it feels more filled. Like there's more going on here. Still the same melody, though. Still extremely catchy. Romantic. Like, okay, doesn't it? I can't tell you what it is exactly. It still keeps that deep sense of romantic melody, but let me pull up the original really quick. It feels more filled. I know you got the rhythm, obviously, and it's different here, and it's faster than the original, but there's something melodically. Maybe it's just because the strings are so much more focused on the alternate version, since the rhythm isn't there and such. Maybe that's why. I don't know. There's something about it that it's like the strings are pushed up more since there's space for it, since other things have been taken out. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. There's something. All right, the next track, it says Senza Via Ducida, and it says alternate version. But unless it's a translation of another track here, and I mean following the track list, it just repeats the track list. It seems like it might be actually a new track for us. I like the bass line. I like how it rests on those notes rising. That's smoky. This translates to No Way Out, also. Like coming to this space after the bass line, then the music pops up. There's your action. There's such a smokiness to this. Sounds like Morse code. I like the atmosphere on this one a lot. I really like the atmosphere on that one, especially with how much the bass walked up and down the street, basically, and then it would stop, and especially in the beginning, it would allow the music to kind of rise up and beneath it. It was almost like steam from the sewer, just kind of ba bum 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 ba, and then it was like a little, like a quaint, shadowy jump scare. In that one, this one definitely felt like walking the streets, and you're kind of looking behind you. Are there a pair of eyes watching you in the alleyway, just waiting for a chance to pounce upon you? There was always that sense of fear and tension in this track, which I thought worked really, really well. And like I said, my statement that I want to make could definitely be a mistake, but I don't think we heard that one. The title's different. I translated it, and it means No Way Out. None of the tracks on here are named No Way Out. So I feel like this is the first time we're encountering this one on this particular, on the album. It sounded nice, though. Let's move on now to Acapulco, but this time it's Shake. Makes you want to shake, that I could say. It's like breaking down. It's really breaking down. It definitely sounds different than the Acapulco that we heard. It definitely sounds different. Very, very different. It's just playing around there. It's just playing around there. Okay, That wasn't just a shake, that was a shimmy. That's like nothing like the original. Like, not even close. The original's just relaxing. That's why I thought we were going to be retaken to the island, but we're not. I gotta say, I definitely prefer the cool stylings of the original compared to this one. Not that this one's bad. It's just, you know, it's definitely they call it, should have put shake up next to it because it's wildly different. I prefer the relaxed tones of the original, the tropical walkings on the beach of that one. This is a nice little jam led by the organ, but I liked where we were heading before. We do have one more alternate version of Acapulco coming up, though. So the next track, Occhio del Uragano, is another original track, I'm assuming. Let's dive in. We're getting some originals down here in the back half, too, interestingly enough. Nice mystery with the organ way in the background. Kind of playfully psychedelic there. Oh, it's a short one. I like how moody it was for such a short track. I kind of wish that was expanded upon a little bit. But I like the playfulness that it has also within there. The organ's placed way in the back also, which I thought was a really nice choice to put it into a more subtle role here. And kind of allow the moodiness and the atmosphere to kind of take over. A nice misty track, a nice foggy one, that one. Acapulco, alternate version. You better take me to the beach, I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, we can walk down to the beach on this one. See, this one's different than the original. Still relaxing. That's a proper alternate. That works really nice. That works really, really nice. And then we have the finale, Colpo Rovente, film and titles. How does it end? Are we going to get stabbed again? See, they sneak it in. They always start you off like this. this isn't how it's going to finish. The approach on this runway is always the same. You know it's going to knock you out. I like the little jump fill. Hits. Yep. It's so heavy. The end credits are just knocking you over. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Colpo Rovente, red hot shot. Bang! Same way we entered, the same way we leave. Okay, so the alternate versions, some of them like Acapulco Shake, really shook things up, really like changed things in a big way. Some of them, honestly, and maybe it's well, I can tell you, it's because it's my first listen going through it. So some of them I didn't quite catch all the differences. But I like how a lot of them did approach it, not necessarily changing too much the structure or the focus in that regard, but just changing the music and like I said, kind of shifting the colors around in the instrumentation and such. I think that worked nicely to kind of change them a little bit. Now this is just off of first listen, would have preferred like a bigger change on some of those, take it more minimalistic, maximalistic, like change it a lot, but maybe they were changed a lot and I just didn't really notice a ton in this one. So, all right, the album definitely works as a soundtrack. It definitely fits really nicely all together, thematically based off of the information we know of the film and of the little bit of a trailer that we saw. Now, we're not going to play the whole movie. We're not going to like, do not take this as we're like, I'm skipping around, especially with copyright and stuff. I'm just skipping around and seeing if we can maybe catch a few of these moments here. Let's see. We're at a bowling alley. I'm looking for music. There's the music. We're drawing the suspect. How are we drawing the suspect like that? This is one of the scenes we saw in the trailer. Just uncover the body like that, huh? I don't remember this part of the soundtrack.
E lei, professor Gam, fisiologo, esperimenti o giochi, come li chiami tu, sono...
There's some stuff happening. Hopefully there's nothing weird when I'm skipping through here. There look, what about, what's going on here? I saw a cop, like, what's happening?
Mama.
I don't know. I was just trying to find some of, like, the music. Is this the chase? That looks like a chase to me. I thought that was going to be it.
So, come here.
No main theme? There's the gun. Okay, there we go. Okay. There's the theme. I was trying to find it. Hey. Like, it works on a busy street corner like that and walking down the city. Like I said, didn't I say in the rain? Sometimes it just works out that way. Favorite tracks on this? I would say Mexican Dream I liked. Eros I really liked. Kintabu was really cool. And the main theme is really nice as well. I'd put those as my top tracks in going through the album. The main theme, really enjoy that. Kintabu, really nice and really smooth. Eros, and then Mexican Dream. If I had to apply rankings and tops and stuff like that. Otherwise, a nice listen. Let me know what you guys thought of the album in the comments down below. If you've seen this film, let me know what you thought of it. Andres, thank you so much for the request, for sending this one in. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, morning, afternoon, or night. And I'll see you next time.